This is the roller coaster that changed the amusement park industry forever, and it might not be in the way you think. This is Maverick, located at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. It opened in 2007, and to the untrained eye, this might just look like any other roller coaster, but it actually did something that no other coaster had ever done before. To understand what that is, we have to back it up to the late 80s for a minute. In 1989, Cedar Point opened the world's tallest, fastest, and steepest roller coaster ever, Magnum XL 200. This was the world's first ever hyper roller coaster. A hyper coaster is a full circuit roller coaster that stands over 200 feet tall. Safe to say this was a huge hit with the public, which made other amusement parks lose their minds. They wanted the records for themselves. This started the frenzy, now known as the Coaster Wars. The Coaster Wars was a period of time where amusement parks and roller coaster manufacturers battled it out to have the tallest, fastest, or even the longest roller coaster. It went nuclear in the 1990s when parks all across the globe went back and forth like their lives depended on it, which they kind of did. They needed these records to stand out to the public. But in 2000, Cedar Fair and Cedar Point were done playing. They put their foot down by squashing the records with the world's first ever Giga coaster, Millennium Force. It was the world's tallest and fastest coaster, standing at 310 feet tall and reaching speeds of 93 miles per hour. Cedar Point finished what they started. At least, that's what they thought until Steel Dragon 2000 opened in Japan just a few months later, stealing the records. Fast forward to 2003, and Cedar Point put their foot down again by opening Top Thrill Dragster, the world's first strata coaster. A strata coaster is a roller coaster standing over 400 feet tall. Dragster would stand at 420. It would also be the fastest coaster in the world, reaching the top speed of 120 miles per hour. Cedar Point had squashed the records once again, ending the Coaster Wars. For 2 years anyhow, when King Ka opened in 2005 at Six Flags Great Adventure. Cedar Fair realized that they couldn't keep pouring money into these huge record-breaking coasters that are quite honestly boring. I don't mean boring, but all of these coasters built during the Coaster Wars had two things in common. They were all really tall, really fast, and that's about it. Actually, make that three things in common. They were all soulless. Now hear me out for a second. Millennium, Dragster, and Ka are and were good rides, but there was nothing much to them. Millennium was just a taller and faster version of Magnum, and Ka was just a slightly taller and faster version of Dragster. There was nothing new. So, in 2006, Cedar Point took a step back from making huge roller coasters and called Intamin to design Maverick, a low-to-the-ground, action-packed coaster. They called it the Blitz Coaster. It would stand at just 105 feet tall, reach a top speed of 70 miles per hour, feature two inversions, and have an absurd 95-degree drop that throws you out of your seat. It officially opened in 2007 and was a huge hit with the public. It also did something that was never done before. They took a small-scale roller coaster and amped up the intensity with low-to-the-ground inversions, insanely snappy transitions, and strong ejector airtime. All of these years later, and it's still praised for its innovative design. No other coaster before Maverick had such a compact layout. It was the first coaster to have such rapid-fire elements. Yeah, there were rides that had elements close together, but no other coaster had taken them so aggressively. Parks and manufacturers realized that their coasters didn't need to be super tall or fast to be great. Nowadays, you can see traces of Maverick's design in almost every roller coaster built after it. Big manufacturers like RMC, Vekoma, and many others took heavy inspiration from Intamin, and now we aren't stuck with repetitive and boring coasters. We didn't see a roller coaster break the height record for a while. As a matter of fact, it took 20 years for Top Thrill and King Ka to be dethroned as the world's tallest coasters, which is quite impressive. But last year, Six Flags Qiddiya City and Intamin opened Falcon's Flight, the world's tallest, fastest, and longest roller coaster. Although it broke all these records, people still claim that rides like Steel Vengeance, Iron Gwazi, Velocicoaster, and even Maverick are still better while being noticeably smaller. So, without this small but mighty coaster, you might have never seen your number one. If you enjoyed this video or just watched this far, please consider subscribing as it helps me out a ton. Peace out and ride on.